Good afternoon. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Savitri Krishnamurthy. I teach English and Logic at BYJU'S. As you all know, every Tuesday we have an editorial analysis. This editorial analysis is from a linguistic point of view, from a comprehension point of view, not so much from a general knowledge point of view, though of course it does improve your general knowledge, your overall knowledge of the subject, grammar, vocabulary and aptitude. Hello Nidhi, good afternoon. Today I have picked up an editorial. No, the last few days the editorials have been mostly about Chandrayaan, India's fantastic showing in the athletics championships. That's mostly what it is. Otherwise, the editorials are about AI and other things. So very few topics left that I haven't done before, but we choose editorials. Today's is an interesting one. Lot of editorials on it. Hello Saket, Shrishtu, Sonali. Alright, so I have chosen one on BRICS. As you know, there was their meeting in South Africa, and this is about the organization in general rather than the meeting. The meeting also features in it. Alright, so are you ready to start? As always, I have told you this is an aid to your reading comprehension. This is just to put you on track, but you need to practice, right? You can't just say, I'll attend one editorial class once a week. You attend the editorial class and solve questions with your friends live in one minute, half a minute, 40 seconds. But do attempt passages at home. Do read editorials and articles. The more you read, the better you get at it. All right? Okay. Are you ready to start? As usual, 40 seconds per slide, and then I'll ask you questions. All right? Okay. Start. Your 40 seconds starts now. All right. Shall I change the slide? Next one. Next slide. All right. All right. So what is the passage about? Quickly tell me. It is about the BRICS as a grouping, right? That is one of the things. What is it? What else is it about? What else is it about? Quickly tell me, what is the passage about? The overall subject is BRICS. I hope you know the full form of BRICS. It's an acronym for the countries that form it. What does he say about BRICS? Right? Those are the two main things that you need to remember. Question 1. Which of the following best reflects the key ideas mentioned in the passage? Now for this I told you, when you see, hello Harshita, hello Vedant, Tarun, alright, when you see this question, I told you, when you quickly, yes, BRICS and its expansion, but this question, key ideas, quickly let's go and summarize the key ideas. You cannot make a mistake on this question, it's too easy, and it's a constant, it's a frequently asked question in CAT, right? Autonomy of countries, induction of new members, true. All right, let's look at the ideas one by one quickly. First one, if you had any doubts about the relevance of BRICS, you will see the interest it generated to show that yes, BRICS is important, relevance of BRICS. And the second one, he says that the enthusiasm for BRICS is obvious. It has weathered several storms. Today it's not exactly seen as an alternative to the G7 club, but it is seen as a counter narrative creator. Alright, that's what he says. Not exactly as an alternative, he says. Not exactly as an alternative, but a counter narrative, means one which sees another side of it. That is the first passage. Second, the BRICS created the new development bank, which has done a lot of things. More than anything, it showed that the BRICS can work on practical initiatives. They're not just there for talk, right? Then it says, but of course, its reason is, its relevance has been established, but it is still mired by inner contradiction. There's still a lot of challenges and problems. There are a lot of contradictions. Then he mentions what kind of challenges and contradictions BRICS is facing. What is that? One is overly political anti-Western stance will make India. So certain countries are pro-Western, certain countries are anti-Western. Second is they were divided on the question of Russia. One is they are divided on the question of their stand on West. They divided on the question of Russia. Then of course China will try to assert its dominance. Alright, so there are so many things, and the author says eventually the promise that BRICS stands for will make countries want to join it, right? So which one best reflects the key ideas of the passage? Nidhi has already given the answer before we summarize. She said it's B. Do others agree or not agree? Key ideas. Quickly give the question number, put the question number, mention the question number and the answer option. Easier for me. Purpose, increase in membership, alternative to G7, Chinese membership. Relevance, increase in membership, new development bank, coherence, new development bank, alternatives, counter to China, purpose. Lack of coherence, increase in influence, threat from China, alternative to G7. What you can see is most of the key points have been mentioned in most of the options. So here you have to go for the flow of ideas, which is right. All of you have got that. Excuse me while I have a small sip of water. It's very hot and dry. Yeah, answer is obviously B. Now, You know the flow of ideas. Which of the options best summarizes all those ideas in one sentence? This should be easy for you. BRICS has grown into a powerful and concrete alliance. The increase in membership of BRICS and the setting up of the new development bank have made it a very powerful, influential global alliance. Increase in membership has increased the energy clout of BRICS and made it an alternative to G7. The BRICS has found new purpose with its expansion, but also more contradictions. Which one do you think sums up all the key words mentioned in the passage? They are closer. As cat gets closer, my options will become closer, more difficult to understand. You've already done enough classes for you to realize which is the correct answer, which is the close but incorrect answer, right? Give me the answer for question 2. So what is the wrong answer in main theme? Either it's too broad or too narrow or incomplete, right? So eliminate options. Saket thinks it's D. What about the rest? Quickly. Saket, mention the question number, please. He thinks it is 2D. What about the rest? How many for 2D? How many for 2ABC? Anmol also thinks it's D. Quickly, let me wait for other answers before we move on. A, B, C or D? BRICS has grown into a powerful and concrete alliance. Yes, he says that, but it is not the entire passage. It leaves out a little bit. It leaves out the challenges, the contradictions. Increase in membership and setting up of new development bank have made it a very influential global alliance. Again, very narrow. He does say that it is a powerful global alliance with the increase in membership. It has basically shown that it means business. But the last paragraph where he mentions challenges haven't been used. Energy clout is not because of increase in, well, could be because of increase in membership, but not because of this. Correct? So D is correct. New purpose with its expansion, practical initiatives it is taking, lot more members. But the problem is there are a lot of inner contradictions and conflicts. Therefore, D is the right answer. All right. Question 3. If there was any doubt about the relevance of BRICS grouping, this is the opening lines of the passage. Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Each letter, it's an acronym, right? Each letter stands for the name of a country. Which held its 15th summit in Johannesburg this week. The massive global interest in its outcome should have put those to rest. If people had doubts, is BRICS really relevant? Then the interest that it generated should have put the doubts to rest. What is an assumption the author is making in the above lines? Critical reasoning question, very much like a cat question. What is the assumption he is making? Option A, the relevance of the BRICS alliance to world politics is dubious. Second, there is no doubt about the importance of BRICS to world politics. C, interest in the decisions of an organization is connected to its relevance. Or D, relevance of outcomes is proportional to the interest evinced in it. First question, what are the basics for an assumption? Look at the claim, right? You had doubts. The interest generated should remove any doubts about the relevance or about the massive global interest in its outcomes. Outcomes of the G15 summit should put doubts about the relevance of BRICS grouping to rest. Vanshita thinks it's C. What about the rest? Priyanshi thinks it's B. Anmol C. Nidhi C. Vanshika B, Shrishtu she. Alright, between B and C there seems to be a tussle. Those of you who said it is B, right? Those of you who think. Anyone for D? Anyone for D? Okay, those of you who said there is no doubt about the importance. He says those who doubted. Okay, he can't speak about those who don't. If people had a doubt, those people who had a doubt, their doubts will be at rest. He is not, the sentence doesn't mention anything about the rest of the world. No one in the world has any doubt on BRICS is not what he's saying, not his assumption. He is saying interest generated by BRICS, okay, removes doubts about its relevance. So the interest about any subject is an indication of its relevance. D has put it the other way around, therefore it is C. He doesn't say there is no doubt. He says if you are doubting, look at this, then your doubts will go. Understand why B is wrong? Alright, and D reverses the order. Interest and relevance are connected. The amount of interest generated shows that it is relevant, so dispels any doubts about its relevance. Clear? Alright. Question 4. Why does the author mention Egypt, Iran, Saudi Arabia and other countries in the first paragraph? I told you, whenever there's a specific idea question, in the third paragraph, why has this been mentioned? Even if you remember, it's a good idea to go back to the passage and see why or what is the context in which they have been mentioned. Alright, I'll give you 20 seconds to read it and I'll take you back to the question. All right. All right. Now, why have those countries been mentioned? What's the point? To show that the grouping is open to new members, to question the group's decision to double its membership overnight, to show the importance of grouping and its decision of the grouping, means the alliance, and its decision to expand, or to show the diverse nature of the membership of the grouping. What is the purpose? Why did he mention these countries? You read the statements showing why. Okay. Priyanshi, Nidhi, Anmol and Shrishtu all think it's C. Anybody who begs to differ? Vanshita also thinks it's C. Anyone begs to differ? The example was given after they showed it's open to membership to say that it doubled, but this particular thing is to say that there is lot of enthusiasm for the group. Therefore, C is the right answer. Excellent. All right. Which of the following is an example, illustration of the contradictions in the alliance? The mutual rivalry of some members with each other, the difference in the political stance of various members of the alliance, the threat posed by some members to the strategic autonomy of the group, or all of the above. Do you want me to show you the last paragraph or go on with the answer? And do press the like button if you are enjoying the session so far. Right? Do you want me to show you the last paragraph of the passage, or you can answer without seeing it? Question 5. You can answer without seeing it. Nidhi seems to have, she says it's D. Anmol says it's D. Saket says it's D. Shrishtu thinks it's D. What about the rest? D is the correct answer. Mutual rivalry, India and China. Difference in political stance, difference on the West and Russia. Threat posed by some members, China. Therefore, D, all of the above is the answer. Excellent. What is the meaning of the expression raison d'etre? It's a French expression. I hope I pronounced it right. Please, next to the dictionary meaning, you see one little speaker. Please press speaker icon. Please press that to get the pronunciation right. Don't laugh at me. I'm an Indian. I can't speak French. All right. So whenever I use a French expression, I try not to say it, not to make a fool of myself. All right. What do you think is the meaning of this expression? You can guess. Cause, reason, purpose ही होगा, but what exactly is he talking about? Let me go back to the sentence where it is used, okay? Then you can easily guess, and that's how you are supposed to guess the meaning, contextual meaning of a word. While the battle of proving its raison d'etre may have been substantially won, the BRICS countries fall short in showing a coherence of purpose, and they are still mired in inner contradictions. So it has already proven this. What does it mean? Shrishtu, now that I have told you the option, oh, this is 5. Good, good. It's 5 you wrote D, not 6. Sorry. All right. Question 6. What's the answer? Vedant thinks it's B. Shrishtu thinks it's B. B. Anmol. Reason for existence of something. That becomes the reason for existence of cooperation among nations. Reason for something else can be, okay, but it means it's proof. This is why we have been formed, but their structure is still leaves a lot to be desired. Which of the this is which of the following is true about the New Development Bank? Read the question as true, okay? Which of the following is true about the New Development Bank? It was initially set up as a contingency body, not as a permanent institution. It has given financial assistance to more than 100 projects. It has resulted in increasing the influence of BRICS in the field of energy. It has enabled BRICS to rival the wealth of G7 nations. Do you want me to take you back to the passage, or you can answer? There is something about contingency reserve body. There is something about increasing heft in the field of energy. There is something about rivaling. What has it rivaled the G7 in? It has not rivaled the G7 in wealth. What has it's not so much about the New Development Bank as the BRICS, which has rivaled the G7 nations in which area? The author has mentioned something. It may not have rivaled it purely in terms of wealth, but it has rivaled the G7 nations in one aspect. What is that? Do you remember? In terms of percentage of GDP. It has rivaled, it says. Let's just quickly go back. I wanted to make a question on that and I forgot. Okay. Here, it does now rival its share in the global GDP, approximately 30% each. I wanted to make a question on this. The New Development Bank was not part of it, maybe. In terms of GDP, it rivals, okay? And an equitable distribution of money across the world population. The G7 was only 10%, represents only 10% of the population, while this BRICS represents 40% of the population. All right, and with 6 out of the 10 of the biggest global oil suppliers will now be BRICS countries, suddenly its influence in oil energy field has also increased. That was a ripe area for questions and I missed it out. This was made in a hurry, but it's okay. Next time I shall catch hold of something like that. All right. Okay. The last few lines, the author says, eventually, it's the promise of shared prosperity and a more democratic model of global governance that attracts so many of the global south to the grouping and will provide the motor for an expanded lineup. What is the meaning of this also? We can look at it. Yeah, which one can be concluded? Which of the following can be concluded? Based on what has been given, which of the following is definitely true? That's a conclusion. The lines I have already quoted. Eventually, it is from here to here. Okay, I've got 3 answers for C and 1 for D so far. 3 for C and 1 for D. So those of you who marked C, look at D. Yeah. A strengthening or the basis. In this case, Vedant, Virender, it means the motor for an expanded means the basis for expansion. Okay, the reason, the strengthening ingredient, the reason for expansion, the basis for expansion. All right. Okay. Now, all of you looked at this and said this is definitely there, that eventually it is the promise of shared prosperity. What about this? A more democratic model of global governance that attracts the global south. So nations of the global south who seek this also would join, because it promises 2 things. One promise is shared prosperity. So some countries will join for that. Some others will join for the model, the democratic model of global governance that it promises. And eventually they are all nations of the global south. So the answer should be D. Right? Shared prosperity, and second reason is also there. Shared prosperity is one reason. Second reason is the promise of democratic governance. And these 2 reasons are what is attracting the global south. So nations of the global south are joining for both of those reasons or either of those reasons. And C is giving one of those reasons. B is giving one of those reasons. Therefore, it will be both. D. All right. Clear, all of you? Those of you who marked C, why is it D? All right. Question 9. Which one is not a synonym of evinced? Evinced interest or something, he said. Let's go back. I have highlighted the word, though in cat, words are not highlighted. expressions or any other exam, they are not highlighted. Did I thought, I have highlighted for myself, yeah. 40 countries in the global south have evinced interest in joining, right? This is the sentence. When you want to remember a word, always remember the sentence. He has evinced an interest in joining. Now you can substitute it with the word that you want. All right. Question 9, what's the answer? Okay, Nidhi thinks it's A. Anmol thinks it's A. Any other answer? To evince. To wince is what? That wins, the spelling is wrong, by the way. That wins. Somebody steps on your foot. What would you do? You do this with pain. That's called wincing in pain, right? But that is W, this is V. Evinced means to show, to indicate or manifest. Therefore, A is the correct answer. Perfect. Tomorrow the same time, it's not B, Virendra. B is a meaning. You evince interest means you show an interest. You show interest openly. So display, indicate, manifest, all are synonyms of A. The question is asking which one is not a synonym. Therefore, A is the answer. Got it? Tomorrow I have a class on vocabulary for non-CAT exams. All right. So I've tried to mix and match. I can't just do synonyms and antonyms, though that's the fastest. You can do the maximum number of words if you just cover synonyms and antonyms. I've tried to make it to different types of questions, and that's a series. So most non-CAT exams, you get a lot of direct vocabulary questions. So at the same time, tomorrow, if you're free, join me on YouTube for the session on vocabulary. All right, what is the meaning of the word mired in contradictions? Mired. Extirpated, entangled, endured, or extricated. Which of the E words is the right answer for mired? Extirpated, entangled, endured, or extricated? Mired means to be involved, to be totally overwhelmed, right? Entangled. What does extirpate means? Extirpate means to root out. Any word you find which starts with X, extirpate is to root out, to remove, jad se ukhad dena. Endured is to bear something. Extricate is also means remove. Okay, remove. So when you are in trouble, I extricate you from it means to untangle you. Rather than entangle, it means to untangle. Clear? All right, excellent. Choose the option that is grammatically correct. I'm not going to read it aloud. If I read it aloud, I give the game away. So you read it and decide which is the right one. I told you how to find out the mistakes, right? What are the areas? Which one has been expressed correctly in terms of grammar and usage? Question 11. Okay. Nidhi thinks it's C. Vedant also thinks it's C. Virender thinks it's C. No one for D. Priyanshi also thinks, everyone thinks it's C. Why not D? Okay, first tell me what's wrong with A. What's wrong with A? Alright, all of you seem to have agreed it's C. I still feel D could be right. I'm not saying it's correct, I'm saying it could be. What's wrong with A? Why is A wrong? Something in A is jarring to the ear. Which one is it? Quickly, this is totally based on usage and prepositions. Despite of is wrong. Second, in spite is wrong. Right? It is despite and in spite of. Perfect. Between C and D. It's just a case of swapping prepositions. It could create problems for the group. Okay, problems in the group is different, problems for the group is different. Okay, among members there's problems in the group. There are problems in the group, but problems for the group means the entire group is going to face a problem, and in the future, not for the future. Alright, therefore the correct answer is C. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this session. If you did, do press the like button. Join us in our paid courses. Get your free trial the moment you decide to join. Just click here, enter your mobile number and click, and you can get 3 days free trial to test out our lessons, our method of instructions. Join our CAT test series. I want you to be one of these toppers. We are running a toppers batch now. New batch available for CAT. CAT 24. Start early, stay ahead. 3rd September, Srinivas is going to take a session at 11 a.m. Do attend it. All India Open Mock. This is for all people who are serious about CAT 2023. All India Open Mock, 8th to 7th, 17th. How many of you had taken our first Open Mock? I hope you did, and I hope you watched the analysis. If you haven't, do take the second Open Mock, because you've got fantastic feedback for it. So you take it and analyze your performance, benchmark your preparation. All right. You decide to join our groups. We have a scholarship exam. If you do well in it, you get up to 90% scholarship. All right. Join our social media handles and do press a like if you like the session. Share and subscribe to all. Share the session with your friends and subscribe to all our social media channels. I will see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock for a vocabulary session. If you're free, do join me. Bye-bye.